Be'ezrat Hashem, we're back at the Knesset Ma'or Yitzchak over here. Shabbat Mazlacha tonight is already going into Monday night, going into Tuesday, the 16th of the month of Kislev. Less than 8 days already, 9 days till Chanukah, Habibi. Chanukah is tonight, so Tuesday, so you have 2 more nights. Wednesday, a week from Wednesday, you're going to have Chanukah. Okay, so Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll be discussing the Parashah. Rabbi Mordechai already asked the beautiful question of Mordechai Alaniado. It says in the parasha right away, Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz Migrei Aviv be'eretz Canaan. The word Vayeshev is very much disturbing here, and Baruch Hashem, there are a lot of pirushim. What was the problem with Yaakov Avinu settling in? We said that Rav Moshe Amber today in the morning we pointed out something very important to it. It's good to note that what happened here exactly. We know that for a fact that Yaakov Avinu and Esav Rasha had a big dispute. The dispute was who is going to inherit the land of Israel. And we know that Parshah Vayeshev marks the turning point, the start of the punishment that Yaakov Avinu had inherited. Abraham Avinu that inherited. Yaakov Avinu inherited from Abraham Avinu, sorry. So what did Abraham Avinu do? We know that the Chachamim that teach us that Satan, Baruch Hashem, is a good igniter between friends. So he came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and he says, Abraham Avinu, he doesn't love you so much. As we know the whole thing of the Akedah, the whole choice of the way that Hashem spoke to Abraham Avinu about it. The whole point was that it's Satan's way of testing people. And what happened was that Abraham Avinu made a mistake. He made a mistake. Hashem told him, the land is going to belong to you. So Abraham Avinu said, B'ma eda, how will I know this? So Hashem so at that moment, the Chazal teaches that Satan came to Hashem and says, this guy is asking questions? This guy is asking questions? How dare him asking you a question? You're the king. You're Hashem. You told him it's going to be, he doesn't trust you. So Hashem says, so what we're going to do in the Beit Din Shel Mala, they decided, we're going to make the decree that Abraham Avinu should be punished. Really, Abraham Avinu should go to exile, and he should be suffering more under the different arms. But Hashem said, no, how are we going to build? It was not going to be feasible. So Abraham Avinu, then Hashem said, okay. But by then and there, Hashem told Abraham Avinu of the decree. The decree is 400 years in Galut. Yeah. It's going to be right. That's right. Abraham Avinu, because he asked, you're not asked to ask Hashem questions. If Hashem says something, why are you asking questions? Well, like today, we already said many times. It's kedai to repeat it. That a person is asking Hashem, why are you doing this to me? What do you mean, why are you doing this to me? What kind of question is this? Satan says, look at these people. How do you dare ask such a question to Hashem? Instead of saying to Hashem, I have this. You know what I have. Please help me. Instead of saying the word, please help me, what does the person say? Coming with Bitrunya, coming to complain to Hashem? How dare you? You could have used those same words, say, please help me. Instead of you said, please help me, you're complaining to Hashem. Why? And we know that's why we say, Hasbi Shalom, a Jew is not allowed to ask why. Abraham Avinu said, how will I know? B'ma'edah. Hashem says, here's the decree. In Beit Din Shel Mala, they decided that Abraham Avinu has to be punished 400 years in Galut. But Hashem said he had Rahmanut and Abraham Avinu.
It's a harder punishment.
That's right.
When you punish your kids, it's harder.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be even harder. It's going to. So Hashem said to Abraham Avinu, your children, you're going to die. However, your children are going to be in Galut. And we know the 400 years. There's so many different calculations. And the truth of the matter is, when we come to Yetziat Mitzrayim, and we will learn over there, the 430 years is not 430 years. It was actually 210. And actually, we have Rayali Davar. We don't need the age of Eitzchak. Ramban says it's Bechlal 430 years from Abraham Avinu, 70 years old. There's so many pirushim. We don't need all that because, again, we have over there, the Pasuk says, Miher Lahem et haketz. The Mishnah says clearly that Hashem hastened the redemption. Yeah. But really, that the Galut was destined for 400 years. And when did it start? At the age of 180 of Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu made a grave mistake here. That earlier he already, and what was the brachot? Lo ra'ui rasha ze le'akriv korbanot. Yaakov Avinu made a whole deduction. He deduced from the fact that Esau was the evil person. He committed so many crimes. It's already at this age, as we said earlier, at age 62. Yaakov Avinu said, this guy is not going to bring korbanot in the Beit HaMikdash. It's not fitting him. I'm going to do it. And that's why he took the Bechira from him, the Bechorah, and then he took all the brachot. And what came the condition? The condition of 400 years in Galut. Bameh Edah, Hashem said, you know how you'll know that the land belongs to you? Those children that will be suffering for 400 years, they will be inheriting this land. So you ask, Bameh Edah, this is the code. This is the, you know that, what do they call it in the Goyim? They have some craziness. I forgot the name of the code. They have code, right? Not what's his name, not the Da Vinci Code. They call it the Da Vinci Code, right? Right, they have the Da Vinci Code, right? So over here, this is the code of the Torah. What's the code? Hashem says, you ask, what is the code? B'mayda, how will I know? What's the code? What's the signal? So Hashem, you want to know what the signal is? Those that will sit in Galut will be your children that inherit this land. So Yaakov Avinu made a big mistake. Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz migurei aviv be'eretz Canaan. Hashem says, how dare you, Yaakov? You what did you say? Vayeshev? You want to settle?
הבנים של משה רבנו
Yeah.
לא זכו לשום תפקיד. לא קיבלו שום. למה הם לא ישבו?
במצרים, right? That's another story. But okay, that's a different scenario. Those that suffer. That's right. Yeah.
רק הם זכו.
That's why. One second. בנים של משה, they were Leviim anyway. The Leviim never gets חלק in Eretz Israel. That's besides the point. But it's a good point. Good point.
אמר לו שמשה רבנו, אל תכניס אותם לפה. מה אתה רוצה לתת להם לסבול פה? הם לא סובלים.
But again, but still, even regardless, even if they did sovel, Aaron also was sovel, but he didn't get anything. Aaron and his children. So they're Kohanim. No inheritance. The most important thing was obviously the inheritance. As we'll see that this is what the cheshek of every Jew is, to live in Eretz Israel, to own a piece of land, to be part of this whole thing that's called Eretz Israel. Yeah. There's an importance in that.
A piece of land, יש מצווה. יש בזה להתיישב.
No. Baruch Hashem, you're missing in the morning of Yeshua. We're learning right now that according to Ramah, or according to many poskim, that it's let's say you want to go to Eretz Israel, even the boat is leaving or caravan leaving Erev Shabbat, 1 minute before Shabbat, you're allowed to join if they're going to Israel. The Goyim are traveling to Israel, you're allowed to join them even 1 minute before Shabbat and travel on Shabbat with them. Obviously, you're not doing any Chilul Shabbat yourself. You were over only the Tchum.
אין חילול שבת. אין חילול שבת.
בטח שיש חילול שבת שם.
בטח שהאונייה נוסעת במלא.
כן.
אז הוא רק...
כן, אבל for regular business, you're not allowed to go 3 days before. But over here, 1 minute before Shabbat, you're allowed to maflik on a boat, even 1 minute before Shabbat, because you're going to Eretz Israel. So it's mitzvah just, so it's machloket. What is a mitzvah? Some say just dafka to own something, to live there forever. Some say no, just to tour, just to go there, to fly to the Kotel, to walk 4 armot in Eretz Israel. It's a mitzvah, that's ma. That in itself is a mitzvah. Yeah, it's a big thing. Big thing. No, yeah. Just that in itself, you don't have to live there in Israel. Just
that's
going
another
there.
mitzvah.
Yeah. Good. So here, Yaakov Avinu says, I'm going to do Yishuv. I'm going to settle in Israel. And Hashem was very upset. He said, Hashem, wait a minute. The only condition you're allowed to be Yishuv, what's the condition? You suffer for 400 years. Did you suffer for 400 years, Yaakov Avinu? No. So how dare you? But that's what you said. That the whole suffering of Yosef. Now, Ele toldot Yaakov, Yosef ben 17 שנה היה רועה צאן אחיו, והוא נער את בני בלהה ואת בני זלפה, נשי אביו, ויבא יוסף את דיבתם רעה אל אביהם. So what's going on over here? So it says like this, that the first question is Ele toldot. What does Ele toldot have to do with anything? When you say Ele toldot Noach, I understand. Ele toldot Abraham, Yilid Yitzchak. What does this mean? Ele toldot. Toldot means generations. This is the offspring. Right. And who you list over here? You list Yosef. Why you list Yosef? So Chachamim tell us that what happened here was like this. Yosef was, and that's why Yaakov Avinu figured that it's a time to settle, because Yosef was the next torch carrier, sort of speaking, of the Torah. What happened was Yaakov Avinu, as we know, he toiled all his life until 63 years old. He never came out outside of the street. Yaakov Avinu was never in the street. He was all day learning Torah, constantly cleansing. What?
Up to 77.
Up to, good, 63 until 63 when he was thrown out of the house to go get a wife, right? And then he went to 14 years. He didn't even sleep over there for 14 years. Then it says over there, the Chachamim tell us that he came to Lavan's house. Another 22 years he didn't sleep. Toiled constantly, caring for Lavan's property and then learning Torah non-stop. Yaakov Avinu was preparing to be a kli that's kli of Hashem. Today I heard a beautiful thing from Yanuka.
99 years old וכשהוא עלה לארץ?
הוא היה, הוא חזר, כן. 70, לא 99, הוא חזר, הוא התחיל לחזור 97. It took him 2 years to get to his father.
הגיע לארץ 90.
No, he was 97 when he left Lavan's house.
שנתיים עד שהגיע לארץ?
not שנתיים until he came to his father's house. 7 days he was already outside of the border of Haran, which is between Israel and Haran. So from there, to Beersheba, it took him traveling to Hebron to his father was 2 years.
הוא עשה חגיגה. עשה חגיגה.
מה זה חגיגה?
מה עשה שנתיים?
It's traveling. There was a mistake. He went to Sukkot, and that's the whole story of Dinah over there in Shechem. Okay, we'll see. We didn't get there yet. So now Yosef was what? 17 years old. What happened to Yosef? What's so special about Yosef? Why you said Toldot? So give me all these children. Say Reuven, Shimon, Levi, right? Well, give me all the names. No, Yosef. What's Yosef? Yosef took that whole Torah that Yaakov Avinu had till now, and by 17 Yosef knew the whole Torah that Yaakov knew already by the age of 100. The whole Torah. He was Gadol Hador. That's right. Exactly perfect. Kol HaGadol Mechavero Yitzro Gadol Mimeno. Yosef HaTzadik was the biggest tzaddik. That's right. That's why he was given that test of Ishto Shel Potifar. We'll see who she is. She was the most beautiful girl in Egypt at that time. Okay, and she was also a virgin. She was not Bulat Bal. The husband never touched her.
No, because
he was a boy. Okay, he was 17 years old. And he was a shepherd with his brothers, but he was always with the children of Bilhah and Zilpah. Why? We said there was a problem. Last week we had a question, nobody answered it. Maybe somebody could call me and give me an answer. I greatly appreciate it. The question was, how dare Yaakov Avinu put out Bnei Zilpah, Bnei Bilhah, then Bnei Leah, Bnei Rachel. When it came to greet Yosef, Esav Rasha, he put out Yosef the last, and he put out Bnei Zilpah, Bilhah, the children of the midwives, the maiden wives first. What if you say Esav? So it's okay to lose them? Chas v'shalom.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Chas v'shalom. Adarabba. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is how you show kavod to your children. You don't hear the problem. Here Rashi says the 6 boys of Leah. 6 boys of Leah. So we'll understand. It's not a pasim. We'll learn that later. One second. We didn't get there yet. Why are you jumping already? Habibi. Okay, anyway. So what happened was here Rashi says that Bnei Leah with Mizrazelim and Bnei Bilhah and Zilpah. They call them slave boys. Ad kadei kach. Well, of course, Yaakov Avinu. How Yaakov Avinu put them first? That's my question. My question is, how is it justifiable what Yaakov Avinu did? He put out Bnei Bilhah and Bnei Zilpah first. When to be the Esav. In the case Esav going to attack, you should kill them first. What kind of business is this? What kind of business is this? What are you teaching? We're by the way, we're screaming at Lot. Remember in Lot, what did Lot do? The same concept. He told the people who came to the attack, the guests, to take the bachorot. Who talks like this? It's your children. It's your children. Other palm. Why is Yaakov Avinu doing such a thing to his children? Now, here's you see, this is the outcome. The boys are disrespecting the other boys. From this disrespect. Okay, so that's my question. I don't see an answer yet, but maybe Hashem one day will be mizaki on me to give an answer, and I'll give you the rashot about it.
Question
Okay. Bilhah Bnei Zilpah. Doesn't matter. What do you mean? They're children. They're your children. In your house, yeah. Good. Baruch Hashem. So Yosef would bring the Dipat Amra. Chas v'shalom. I punish to save everybody. I take a whip and I give everybody I give a belt, the same belt to each child. There's no, what's his name? One child doesn't get less than that. איזה שיר כסף, חביבי? גרוש אני לא משאיר להם. Nothing. I give tzedakot because you give children money? The worst thing in the world. Well, please. Look, you should look at Chofetz Chaim, what he
לומדים
writes
תורה
about.
כל היום.
Look what the Chofetz Chaim writes about that. Okay, we cannot, I'm not going to deviate.
יש מחלוקות בזה.
Yesh machlokot. Rashba says don't leave them a penny. The Gemarot over there, Ula didn't leave a penny to his children. He was a very wealthy person.
מי זה?
Ula, Gemara, Amora. Oh, there's plenty of Gemarot like that. Not to leave them a penny because there's a twofold problem. One fold is that Chafetz Chaim says you don't know what they're going to do after you. They promise you they'll do, and tomorrow they do whatever they want with the money. You told like Zeh, and now you're going to Gan Eden and it's not protected enough. Ula gave all the money to Tzedakah. Why? He says, whoever that money is supposed to protect me. He says, I have a long way to get to Shamayim. Remember, the whole year in the grave. We're all 1 year in the grave. You know what that is? 1 year in the grave. You know what that means, Habibi? Where is the Neshama? Neshama is standing right on top until all the worms eat up everything. So the protection is very much needed.
כתוב שהבן אדם,
Yeah?
הילדים שלו זה
Yeah?
העתיד.
Yeah?
אז אם הוא לא ישקיע בו, מי יהיו עניים?
No, ישקיע עליהם, אבל no. ישקיע, what's השקעה means? You make sure that your children are all
זה עולה
מלומדים.
כסף.
One second. You make sure your
זה עולה
children
כסף.
fulfill all the mitzvot in the Torah. You do it, שניים יקרא לך תרגום?
בעזרת השם.
Do you do it every day, every week?
בעזרת השם.
Did you teach your children to do it every week?
בטח.
Good, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to
אבל
משקיע
זה עולה
money.
כסף.
That's what you're supposed to do. Teach your
בשביל
children how to
עולה
do
כסף.
it. Good,
משלם
that's
עליו
exactly
עליו.
what you're supposed to do. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Good, that's
כסף.
it, that's all. But don't tell me I'm going to leave after. No, spend while you're alive, because while you're alive, you know what happens to your money. Once you're gone, it's in the hands of the children. They can do whatever they want.
כמו עובדיה יוסף, הוא לא השאיר לילדים שלו כלום?
לא יודע מה הוא ישאיר.
אני לא יודע גם.
לא יודע, זהו, אוקיי, הלאה.
לא
מה?
משנה.
זה לא שואלים כאלה שאלות, כי באמת, חפץ חיים says the best thing is not to leave anything. Rashba explains. I tell you what Rashba says. He says if you leave money to your children, what happens is you train them to be lazy. While they're spending the money they didn't earn, it's much easier to spend the money that people don't earn. First of all, that's a cloud. And second of all, they are, later on when all the money is gone, they won't know how to earn money. That's the problem. That's Rashba explains over there. So don't leave it, and he brings the Gemara, the explanation that the grass over there, the grass is cut, the whole scenario. But anyway, why are we there now? Let's see. וישראל אהב את יוסף מכל בניו, כי בן זקונים הוא לא. So it says over here, what's the meaning of בן זקונים? The whole Torah that Yaakov Avinu was Yoresh, he morish את זה, he gave it over to Yosef, and Yosef at 17 already comprehended the entire Torah of Yaakov Avinu by the age of 100. And that's why Yaakov, right, that's Mefarshim. Now, that's why he loved him, because and that's why he came to Lashevet. He says, that's it, my job is done, I secured the next generation. That's what Yaakov Avinu taught himself. Chachamim explained. ועשה לו כתונת פסים. Listen, what is כתונת פסים? Rashi says, it says שנמכר לפוטיפה. Pasim is not the word, we think pasim means stripes. That's not true. Rashi says, pasim means, this was the outline of his next life. ועשה לו כתונת פסים, he gave him a special coat. Whatever that coat was, the Yaakov, the brothers started hating him because of that. And now the whole line of Yaakov, of Yosef HaTzadik, the next life, here Rashi says,
the brothers אמרו שזה כותנת פסים.
No. ותמר ואמנון, על שם צרותיו, what is it, פסים? על שם צרותיו, he was called, that it's a nikui for this coat. The coat was that caused all the tzarot to Yosef HaTzadik. He was not, like we learn in the kindergarten, it means pasim. No. Right. It means what? שנמכר לפוטיפר. ולסוחרים ולישמעאלים ולמדיינים. Meaning he was transported from one to the next. That's what pasim means. Pasim means to a new line. If Midyanim, he would be living with them. Then he was Ishmaelim. They had a choice.
הכותנת עצמה, מה היא?
It doesn't say.
He wasn't stripes?
No, not necessarily.
פג'מה עיראקי?
Not necessarily. He just gave him a coat to show him that he loves them more. So it could be something very chashuv, something very nice, a special cloth. But Rashi says the word pasim over here does not mean what we're thinking. It actually means the outline of his next life. This is going to be causing him all the tzarot till the... Yeah, that's right. It's all b'suruch HaKodesh. ויראו אחיו כי אותו אהב אביהם, and here the brother said that the father loves him more מכל אחיו וישנאו אותו וראו יאכלו דברו לשלום. Here we want to end over here on a good note. What's the good note? The best thing is if you hate somebody, you don't talk to him. You don't fake love. Hey, my friend, how you doing?
Oh,
ולא יוכלו דברו לשלום. Rashi says, בגנותם you'll see חשיבותם. The beautiful, the beauty. The beauty of, if you don't love somebody, don't fake it. Hey, I have over here. I thought he was my friend and everything. Then something happened. He tells me a year and a half later, oh, you did this to me. First of all, he was taken. I did not do any wrong to him. But you see such a people that they play your friend. They play your friend, and in the end, when you need something, they come. So the Torah says, Yosef's brother is not like that. They hated him. They let him know. And that's the Shevach. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Amen. Thank you for joining us.